Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to talk about why does my chain keep coming off my chainsaw. We could probably sum that up pretty easy in one short sentence: lack of maintenance. That is the usual reason, because you didn't do things according to the maintenance schedule. So we'll go over certain things as to why, what makes your chain jump off. The first one is the incorrect tension. It's too loose. So, you're not tensioning it up. And what can actually happen when you start the chainsaw and it heats up, the chain even gets looser. So if you're going to use the chainsaw with a loose chain like that from the very beginning, there's a good chance that it will jump off. Now, there's other contributing factors as well, and they're even going to make it jump off. One of the other thing is, if you've got a worn out sprocket, so where the drive links make a marking. Now, I've seen worn out sprockets that have got a gap in them about over 1.5 mil to 2 mil deep. So if you've got a worn out sprocket, you've got your clutch drum rollers, the little needle rollers are in there, they could be slightly worn as well. So the whole sprocket is loose, it's worn out, loose chain, there's a combination, it'll jump off the bar. And the other thing is, when it jumps off the bar, it can swing around. Even though you've got a bit of a protector there, you could still get injured. So very dangerous when they come off. The other thing that can cause a chain to jump off is that your bar is totally worn out. It could be splayed open, the nose bar could be totally worn. It's just worn out. The gap's got bigger, so that doesn't help. The other thing, and people do make the mistake, and it's very easy to make, let's just say you've got a small chainsaw and it's takes a 1.3 millimeter drive link, and you put a 1.1 millimeter on it. So in other words, you've got 050 gauge, which is 1.3 millimeter, and you've got 043 gauge, which is 1.1. So if you pop a 1.1 millimeter, so an 043 gauge, into a chain bar that's supposed to take an 050 gauge, then it becomes even looser and a more chance it can come off. And that'd be the same as putting, if you had an 058 chain and you put that on an 063 gauge bar, it would be much more looser and most likely to come off. The other one that you've got is user error. Sometimes you may be using your chainsaw and the bar becomes a little bit pinched, gets in a tight spot, and pinching and binding, and it can cause it to come off. The other thing that can happen as a chainsaw wears out and the links wear out and everything else wears out, that you run out of adjustment, right? So you've got no more chain adjustment. That's one reason, and you can't tighten the chain and you don't worry about it and it jumps off. The other thing that can happen, you may have a chain that's one link extra too long, so it might be okay when it's brand new, and then you run out of chain adjustment on that very quickly during its life, and it starts to jump off. So obviously you need to shorten the chain. The other thing that can also happen, that an old chain can stretch too much. If it stretches too much, you can run out of adjustment on the chain tensioner as well. And if that's the case there, you've got another problem where it's too loose and it can come off. Now, there is another one, and it's the same thing, it's due to lack of maintenance. The E-clip has happened to me before. If you take your drum off and on, and what you should do, when you put the E-clip back on, it's okay to use a second-hand E-clip, but make sure it's nice and tight. If the E-clip is loose, I've had that happen before, where it's come off, and then obviously the chain just jumps off because the sprocket moves out. So yeah, beware of that one. Anyway, I've given you quite a number of reasons as to why your chain can jump off, and as I said, it comes under, all of those things come under one big heading: lack of maintenance. So do a bit of maintenance on your saw. Make sure that your chains are in good nick and your bars are in good nick, your sprockets, your bearings on your needle rollers. Just do general maintenance and make sure that everything's all good, and you should not have those problems with chains coming off. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.